Hello, economics, all of you. Happy April to you. It's, it's been worse outside. Anyway, couple things real quick. I've started grading stuff, so you should not be able to see your grades. If you can, I wish you would. I hope somebody will please tell me because I thought I blocked them. No offense, I just want to make sure everything's graded before everybody sees their grades and stuff. But if you have any problems with stuff that's going on this week, then let me know. But what I'm going to start with here is the stuff that'll be the next section. You won't see it until a few days probably, but I'll put it in case you want to get ahead, I suppose, for those of you that are highly ambitious. Anyway, I started dabbling. I sold a stock today. I bought a stock yesterday and sold it for a nice little gain. And I own another stock. Both of them are COVID related stocks. So I'm not getting back in big, but sometimes you can make money off these little movements. So money to spend at the grocery, I guess, and nowhere else. Anyway, so let's go ahead and get started. We are going to be on page 4 of the outline. It's the one that it's a section that starts with reality bites. And it's going to be, we're going to do probably, I don't know, I'll divide this in 2, maybe 3 different lectures depending on the time. I don't want to go over 15 or so minutes for these lectures. It's kind of exhausting going back over it over and over again for you, I'm sure. So anyway, what we're going to be talking about here is stuff that affects demand that is not price. When you think about, when you go buy stuff, you very rarely look at price only. You're looking at, do I like it? Does it smell good? Is it fresh? Does it itch? Do I look cool in it? And so on and so forth. Will chicks dig me? Or dudes, or both, whatever it is, or goats. So anyway, what we're going to talk about are what are called determinants of demand, and there are 5 of these. So what we'll do with each of these 5, we'll go through them. I'll give you a definition, which is usually pretty easy. Examples, of course, and you should be able to fill in a lot of blanks there. And then what it does to demand. So if this changes, demand does this. Okay. And then we'll graph. I'll show you what the graph looks like, and then I'll give you a graphing thing to do, which you'll have to do on your own, or you can collaborate if you want on that. It's fine. So without further ado, the first one is taste. Okay, when you think about taste, you have taste in food, you have taste in clothing, you have taste in friends, in music, in movies, and so on and so forth. So lots of things have taste. Now, I'd like you to think about the idea of where taste comes from. Are we born liking certain things? A lot of high school kids like sweeter foods. They like snack foods. Why is that? Whereas I don't eat sweet foods as much. I eat more sour foods. And so on. Who cares? But you think about from where your tastes come, and I'm going to give you 3 things here to put down. One, in no particular order, taste tends to come from family. When you're young, why did you eat the foods you ate? Because your mom put it on your plate and chopped it up and put it in your mouth in some cases. And your clothing, they dressed you and decided what you're going to wear and so on and so forth. Well, how did that stick? How much do they affect your taste today? Maybe some, maybe not. But think about, if you're exposed, you think about someone like, I don't know who it is, but if you're a house that does stuff like pot roast and meatloaf and fried chicken, just like, basic American food, you are a lot different probably taste-wise than somebody who's got, like, this is me, clothes little. We'd have Vietnamese one night, and then Spanish, and then Italian and Greek and sushi and so on and so forth. Nothing wrong with either one of those. It's just a different situation. So when you think about when you go to a friend's house, you probably all had this happen one way or the other. You go over there, and they're either a real meat and potatoes household or they're not. And you're the opposite. What do? You don't like fish, or you don't like something. They plop a big fish on your plate, and you're like, oh, you don't like fish? Well, it's okay. yeah, I'll try it. And you try like the littlest bit of bite and you hate it. So you don't spit it out, but it's obvious that you don't like it. Um, so you think about that, some families exposed to clothing, to music, all kinds of stuff. Travel, some of you guys have traveled way more than others, so you're probably more in tune with that, or maybe more desired to do that, or maybe you get sick of it, because that's the other thing. Real quick story, it's very visual. I was with Chloe one time, she was little, we were going to Justice, girls, remember Justice for Girls, the store? In Carmel. And we're walking in. It's a nice summer, 80, 85 degrees, hot day. And there's this couple walking into some other store, I don't know. But they were like Carmel's finest. They polo shirt, popped collar, had the sweater over his shoulders, had the TV newsman hair, polo shirt, like I said, polo pants, belt, loafers, just perfect. And this woman had this bob haircut. She had pearls and a polo shirt popped and a tennis skirt and a tennis bracelet. You've seen girls, you've seen those like little diamonds all around. Classic. About 3 steps behind him is walking their son, who looked to be about 13, 14. Kurt Cobain Jr. This dude had a beanie on, he had flannel, he had his shirt untucked, he had sagging pants, had headphones in, he was doing all that. Dude, walking like that. Now, what are the parents thinking? Like, it's a phase, it's a phase. But that kid, is he influenced by his parents with respect to clothing? And I would argue that he is, probably even more than you, because what is the kid obviously doing? Obviously, you can see that he is rebelling against those parents. Now, today, 10 years later, whatever it is that kid Polo, or is he still Kurt Cobain, or somewhere in between? Who knows? But, sometimes you go through those things just to resist, but that's still an influence. Even though your parents don't dress you, they might still influence that way. Or maybe, girls, some of you trade clothes with your mom. Or some of you have a parent that's like, nope, you're nowhere in that. You got to up or cover or pull up or whatever kind of thing. So all of those things, that's family. Secondly, I would say friends or peers. Your friends influence your taste in clothes. They influence your taste in food somewhat, I'd say. Media, what songs you listen to, what movie lines. My gosh, think of the movie lines you guys use. And phrases. I'll be in class and I'll say some phrase or some word without knowing it. And I'll see 2 people across the room look at each other kind of like that little thing. And I know I've said something that's an inside joke, which, we all like inside jokes for lots and lots of reasons. So friends do this too. And you think about other friends and family as well. I didn't really get to that, but have any of you ever been on the one end or the other of the, I'm not sure you should be spending time with blank because they are blank? The wrong race, the wrong gender, the wrong preference, the wrong crowd, the bad part of town kid or whatever. And many, many movies are based on that very premise. But with friends, a lot of that, think about things like, what's it called? Mean Girls. And for you darker souls, Heathers, same basic idea. We don't hang out with those people. And even something like Princess Diaries, I forget who we're not hanging out with this week. Very, very important. And then, you dress a certain way, jocks dress a certain way, and the band kids tend to dress a certain way, and the emos, the Jack Longs of the world, ask him what I mean, all tend to dress a certain way. If you get out of that, then that, generally kind of creates an issue, I suppose. And the third thing I would say would be media. When you think about TV, movies, internet, social media, obviously, all the different things that you guys do or know that people do. Again, ways of speaking. How many times do you use movie lines? How many times do I use them to give you ideas about stuff or examples? Memes, for sure. Oh God, what's it called? Gangnam Style, the Dougie, dabbing. I'm sure there are other ones that I don't even know. But think about hide your kids, hide your wife, cash me outside, girl. Those kind of things stick, and they have the 15 minutes of fame, and then you move on to other things. But all of those things kind of affect your taste, and in this case, the way that you speak, or if you ever try to use jokes, and you know when to stop if you have any awareness. If you remember that SpongeBob episode where I ripped my pants and he kept doing it at Marginal Utility, everybody got sick of it, but he didn't get it because he wasn't socially aware. But people that are tend to change their taste. So when you think about that, the cool clothes, the cool car, and adults aren't immune. The right way to paint your house, the right way to dress, the right clubs to belong to, and so on and so forth. All of those things fall under taste. There's so much to talk about here. But hopefully that's a good enough example for you. So if I ask you for different examples, you need to be thinking about that, what would affect taste, and so on. So the relationship, very, very, very easy here. If taste increases for something, then demand will increase. That's all it is. And it's the same thing if it drops. So you think about more people think, oh my gosh, taco flavored Doritos are way better than Cool Ranch, which they are. Then people will buy more taco Doritos and they'll buy less ranch. That's just the way it goes. It's just a matter of how you get there. When you think about tastes are often changed by celebrity, media, or some sort of not real serious, not about the product itself. Eat taco Doritos because they are better for you. Eat taco Doritos because they taste better, or because famous person who, John Cena, first person that came to mind. Can't see me because I'm eating taco Doritos. That kind of thing. Okay, so that's taste. You know what? Let's go ahead and stop there. This is going to take longer than I thought because I don't want to shortchange this. So we'll do numbers 2 and 3 on the next lecture. Okay, I'm just going to break this up. All right, have a good day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.